Imagine waking up one morning after years of darkness only to see again colors, light, movement, the faces of people you've only felt with your hands. Now imagine that this miracle of restored vision doesn't bring joy but devastation. That's exactly what happened to John Peterson. After an experimental treatment restored his sight, he planned a surprise for his wife. What he discovered instead made him wish he were still blind. John lost his sight at the age of 35 due to a rare, rapid-onset condition known as retinal degeneration. One day he could see, the next, darkness. His doctors told him there was no cure. For 20 years, he lived in a world without light, relying on touch, sound, smell, and most of all, on his wife, Marie. Marie had been his rock. She learned Braille alongside him. She rearranged furniture to make navigation easier. She helped him relearn life from the ground up, grocery shopping, using voice technology, managing bills. Or so he thought. Friends would say, "You're lucky to have Marie," and John believed it. Their love seemed unshakable. While the darkness isolated him from the outside world, Marie remained a constant light. She took care of their home, their finances, their routines. She was his world. Years passed, and though John tried countless treatments, none worked until one did. An experimental procedure involving stem cell injections offered a sliver of hope. John agreed, not because he believed it would succeed, but because he had nothing left to lose. A week after the surgery, it started. A flicker. A flash. Then the faintest outline of light through the shadows. Within days, blurry shapes gave way to recognizable objects. It was a miracle. He could see again. But instead of sharing the news with Marie right away, he decided to surprise her on their wedding anniversary. He needed a few days to plan. Just 3 days. That's all it took for everything to fall apart. As John adjusted to his new reality, he began noticing things that had previously gone unseen. Marie had expensive clothing tucked into the closet, brands she had never mentioned. He found unopened mail hidden in drawers and a second phone she'd never told him about. The biggest shock came when he sat at their home computer. Marie had always handled their finances. "It's easier that way," she said. And John, not wanting to be a burden, agreed. But now, for the first time in 2 decades, he could look for himself. What he found left him cold. Their bank account was empty. Their credit cards maxed. Their home, once inherited from John's parents and completely paid off, had been mortgaged multiple times. Loan records showed debts in the hundreds of thousands. Where had the money gone? He didn't have to look far. The account history showed years of transactions, online casinos, poker sites, sports betting. She hadn't just mismanaged their finances, she'd gambled them away, one click at a time. Then came the worst discovery of all. Tucked in the back of a desk drawer under old magazines and receipts, John found a file of loan documents, his signature on every page. But he had never seen them. Marie had guided his hand, telling him they were simple insurance forms or routine bank authorizations. He trusted her completely. She had used that trust and his blindness as a shield to conceal years of deception. That night, John watched her. Not just with his eyes, but with full awareness. She moved restlessly. Checked her phone. Her face, faintly lit by the screen, was lined with anxiety. He realized he had never truly seen her until now. The next day, what should have been their anniversary, John met with a lawyer. After reviewing everything, the lawyer was blunt. "This is serious. We're talking fraud, forgery, and financial abuse of a disabled person." John's heart sank. It was no longer just betrayal, it was criminal. That evening, John sat at their dining table. Documents were spread in front of him, bank statements, forged loan papers, gambling records. Marie entered, smiling out of habit until she saw the look in his eyes. "I can see now," John said quietly. "I can see everything." Marie didn't deny a word. She simply sat down, speechless. There was nothing left to say. That same day, John filed for divorce. The woman who had been his partner, caregiver, and supposedly his greatest ally had used his blindness to hide a life of addiction, secrecy, and destruction. The trust that had sustained him through darkness had been an illusion. They say love is blind, but in John's case, so was betrayal. The darkness of vision loss was nothing compared to the darkness of deceit. The miracle of sight for him didn't bring happiness. It brought clarity. Painful, undeniable clarity. And sometimes seeing the truth is the hardest thing of all.